Hi Cancers, it's Nick and Nala. Hope you guys are doing good. For all my Cancers, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, men and women, we're now covering the third week of May. So this is from the 16th till the 22nd. And this week, guys, right at the beginning of the week, we are starting with a full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio at 25 degrees. So of course, all the fixed signs will be feeling this the most: Scorpios, Leos, Taurus, Aquarius. Or if you have any planets around 25 degrees. But this full moon is intense, right? Because it's an eclipse, and eclipse season is very, very intense. I know the past few weeks have been kind of like a lot going on, and maybe you feel it as well. But with the full moon in Scorpio, get ready. There's definitely, I feel like we're being cleansed of like some of our deepest, darkest fears, pains, traumas. So don't be surprised if like things are coming out, secrets, things being exposed. It could be kind of like an intense time, like that weekend leading up to it. So allow this time, or allow this full moon to really like release and let go of like your deepest, darkest baggage and pains and wounds that you've been carrying for so long. And if it comes up and you start feeling very anxious or like, I don't know, afraid, or you start to get nightmares, just know that it's not meant to scare you. It's meant so you can get it out. It's like when you have to like vomit. Obviously it's not a good feeling, but once you vomit, you usually feel a little bit better, right? It doesn't feel good to do it, but you're like, oh, okay, I released it. So yeah, I don't know, nausea is coming up. So maybe some people will be feeling kind of nauseous around this time as well. All right, so kind of a rough start to the week, but it's okay. It shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully not for everybody. And then on the 21st, we have Gemini season. We're entering Gemini season, so this will be a lot more lighthearted, more mentally focused, social times, spring, summer transition. And then on the 22nd, we have Mercury retrograde, still in retrograde, but it's moving into Taurus temporarily and then moving back into Gemini like the second week of June. So where our thought patterns and how we're thinking and speaking and communicating is going to be more fixated and in a more practical sense, but we're like rethinking things since it's still in retrograde. So we're kind of thinking back and kind of like reassessing and maybe rethinking on our finances, on practical matters or things that we were fixated on. We may be kind of like rethinking things now, or trying to think back and see what we can change, or if there's something we want to modify. Okay, all right, so yeah, this week may be kind of intense a little bit, but it's okay. We're all in this together, so hopefully the week after will be a little bit better. All right, so my beautiful Cancers, we're going to be covering a little bit of health, work, and love. I'll have a link to the extended reading below in the description box if you're interested afterwards, okay? All right, guys, so this is definitely a very like logical, mental week for you guys. It seems like you're really just like sharp, and like no one better, you know, I don't know, come my way in the wrong way, or I might cut them. So when it comes to your health, you're definitely starting something new. You could be cutting something out of your diet, or you're not going to do something anymore. Maybe you're like, I'm not going to eat sugar anymore. I'm not going to do this, or I'm going to have this new routine. So I feel like you're getting really intentional. You're getting really strict with yourself, maybe with your health and your goals, or you're removing something from your diet or from your routine, or a habit, a bad habit, addiction maybe that you've been wanting to kind of cut off. It feels like this may be, okay, I'm starting this week, or I'm starting really soon, or the week after. Maybe you're making that decision this week, and you're starting the next week, or you're starting this week like, okay, I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to eat this anymore. It's like you're getting really serious, and you're sharpening up, like you're sharpening your tools, you're sharpening your knives, and you may be setting some goal, and you're starting something new. So you may be really kind of reassessing your health and wanting to get more focused, get into a stricter diet regimen, or get really intentional about what you want to do, where you want to be, how you want to look, how you want to feel. And in order to do so, you may be cutting out a food habit, addiction, or just something that maybe you feel like was not helping your health. It was like hindering your health. And this could be all sorts of stuff. Okay, so some kind of new beginning with your health, but it's like you are deciding to do it. It's like you're really the one that's just putting your head to it and getting focused. When it comes to your work, school, career, and finances, it feels like you're going to be receiving clarity, or you're receiving the news to go forward with something, or maybe like an announcement, or approval or okay, or like, all right, let's go forward with this, or let's not do this. But it's like you may have the last word about it. Like maybe you are kind of making the decision, or it's like now it's up to you to decide. It's like if it's between 10 judges, now you're the last one that's going to decide whether we go or not, or we approve or not, out of, you know, if it wasn't unanimous or something like that. So you are going to be the one receiving or / giving some kind of clarity, truth, honesty, or approval for something to move forward or not go forward. Or there could be some announcement, presentation, some kind of news that you're like, okay, like I know what to do now. So I feel like neutral energy from this. So I don't feel like it's exactly anything really good or really bad. It's just like, all right, this is what I have to do or not do. But I think you are the one that's going to be receiving some kind of clarity or response, or you finally get the reply, the phone call that you've been waiting for, and you're like, okay, cool, I can do this, I can move forward. But you're gonna really have to be focused this week, and it just feels like a very mental week for you, where you're just sharp, you know what you need to get done, and you're not messing around, and you're not putting any emotions into your work. You're really just kind of like, all right, let me stay on track, stay focused, okay? But clarity is coming your way, or you may be the one that's like giving the announcement, or speaking your piece, or saying what you need to say, and then everything can like move forward. Or you could be actually removing something as well, or making some cuts, or budgeting a little bit more, or getting stricter with, let's say if you're in charge of the financial department or something, or you handle the budget of the company or something, like you are the one that's going to be seeing what you're gonna do moving forward, or making kind of like the last final decision or something like that. Okay, and then when it comes to your love, relationships, and dating, on your side we have the 5 of Wands, 7 of Swords, and the King of Swords. All right, so a little bit of drama, guys, but it's okay. Let's work through it. And then on this other side, for this other person, it's gonna be the past, present, or future situation, or all three, all the above. We have the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, the Moon, and the Page of Cups in reverse. All right, so as far as who you could be dealing with, definitely could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I definitely feel Pisces, and also maybe earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But of course, it doesn't have to be. It could be any sign, like I always say to you guys. It could just be the energy this person is embodying or playing out at this time. All right, guys, so this is definitely a little bit of a tricky week. There's some drama here, misunderstandings, frustrations, because communication is a little bit rough. You seem to be the more kind of logical, I don't know, practical one, at least at this time. And this person's being kind of maybe not direct with you. Or, you know, like when you ask someone like, oh, are you okay? Are you good? Like, are you good? And they're like, yeah, I'm fine. But you know they're not fine. They're just saying, I'm fine. But you're like, no, you're not fine. I could tell. They're like, no, I'm fine. I'm good. And you're like, no, you're not fine. And it just keeps going this like, you know, back and forth game. It kind of feels like that energy where like they're not fine, but they're pretending to be fine. And that's getting you upset because it's so obvious that it's not, and you don't know why, or you don't know maybe like what's going on, like, but you're not communicating, like, how can I make it better? How can we fix things if you're not saying it, we're not communicating? And it feels like you are the one that's putting more effort to communicate, to try to resolve things, and they are not budging, they're not communicating. They're just kind of like, I don't know, being there and not responding, not giving any feedback, and that's just frustrating you more and more. And so there could be maybe an argument, or I don't even feel like really an argument, because they're not even arguing, they're not responding, they're not communicating. So that just like makes you even more furious. So you're starting off the week maybe kind of frustrated with each other, but especially you, I think you are going to be really frustrated. And it's like when they do speak up, or when they do communicate, it's like very emotional, it's not rational. It's like, what you may be feeling like, you don't make sense, why are you saying all these things? And everything they're saying is coming out of like emotion in the moment, but they're not really thinking of how it's gonna be portrayed or how it's gonna come across. They're just like saying it like, you should just understand me, but not trying to explain themselves in a way that you can understand. It's just all like, you know, just like a baby that's crying. You're like, why are you crying? I don't know. Like, how do I make it better? Like, I don't know. And I think it's just really, it's really frustrating with you because you want to help or you want to have clarity, but they're not making it easy for you. And they may just be throwing on a lot of their own like emotional baggage or hurts, pains, and it feels like you're not only like frustrated and upset because they're upset and you don't know how to make it better, or they're not helping you make it better, they're making it like more difficult on you. You now also feel like you're the one putting more effort, or you're the one trying hard, and they're just like not even putting a lot of effort to try to communicate in a, I don't know, in a more adult manner, in a more adult fashion. And maybe you feel now like suspicious, or you feel like they're lying to you, or feel like they're not being honest, or or you're feeling like they're not being truthful. And so this is just like adding on to everything and just making you extra mad. And I feel like you're gonna be the one by the end of the week to really like put your foot down and be like, hey, okay, we need to talk. Like we can't keep doing this back and forth, or like petty, you know, what's the word? Passive aggressive communication or behavior with each other. You're just like going to be really fed up. And when they are emotional, it's like they're going to try to put the blame on you. It's like, oh, why are you being so mean to me? Or why are you doing this when you know that I'm emotional, or I'm like freaking out? And they're like, you may feel like they're putting you on a wall where like you can't even, like you can't say anything because then they'll get mad at you. Or if you do say something, it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. And I think by the end of the week, or sometime maybe this week, you're going to call them out. You're going to call them out and be like, hey, I get it. I don't know. I don't get it, but we need to talk. And you can't keep doing this. I can't just keep trying to guess if you're okay. You need to communicate. We need to talk. And I just feel like they're going to make it a little bit difficult for you, but it's going to be important for you to put your foot down regardless. You seem to be the more mature one. You are the more mature, evolved person, at least in this situation or right now. And they're being kind of childish. They're being really childish and immature, and acting out of emotion and not acting out of logic. And it's kind of hard to reach someone or communicate with them when they are not even responding, or not, I guess, receptive to what you have to say. So it may kind of feel like you're pulling teeth with this person. It may kind of feel that way, and I think that's just going to add to the frustration. But it's going to be important regardless. You put your foot on the ground, and I think you will anyways, and be the bigger person and just have that conversation, or like put them on the spot. Like, no, we're going to talk right now. You can't just like ignore me, or be like all passive aggressive, because it's not going to lead us anywhere. Okay, so it's a little bit rough, but it's okay. Let's work through it. Let's continue on and extend it to get more information, to see where their energy is at. What are they thinking? What are they feeling when it comes to you? What they don't want you to know that maybe you should know, and what their next action move will be towards you, and then also your advice. Okay, so let's continue on and let's see where this may lead, or what's going on, and what you can do to maybe help the situation. Okay, all right, so let's continue on. Link to extended will be below. Hopefully I'll see you there, but I'll see you for our next reading. Take care. Bye.